Good evening and welcome, sim racing fans, to round 2 of West Coast Sim Racing MultiClass Series. We're live from the virtual desert of California, one of the most unforgiving as well as legendary tracks in North America, Willow Springs International Raceway. Guys, this is a 2.5 mile circuit. It's often called the fastest road course in the West, and you are about to see why. It is a driver's track. It's wide. It's got those high-speed corners, those elevation changes, and there is absolutely no room for error. Remember Laguna Seca? We raced just a little bit earlier on this season, at least in Apex. Man, this is everything but that. It looks simple, but it is Laguna on steroids beside this corkscrew. Tonight is going to be a 40-minute race along with that competition caution thrown at minute 15. Tonight we're going to have Toyota GR86s as well as is still happening now. About 5 more minutes left, but looks like just about every driver has made just about the fastest lap that they think that they will be able to make. Taking a look at some incidents here in qualifying. Actually, scratch that. Before that, let's take a look at the track conditions here tonight. More importantly, take a look at the weather there as we take a look at here. Oh gosh, 1 second here. There might be something happening here behind the scenes. Let me double check and make sure everything is a-okay really quick. Oh, awesome. All right, it kicks me out of the session. I'll have to be right back. But until then, I'll treat you guys with some more ads. I'll be right back with you here on Stam Studio Network.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, welcome back live here to Stam Studio Network. Apologies for those technical issues, but at least we were live here during qualifying before it did happen. Welcome in here, everybody. Appreciate you joining. My name is Sean Stam. If you are just now joining, we are at Willow Springs. This is a 40-minute race, competition caution thrown at minute 15. We got qualifying just now finishing up here. About 2 minutes left on track. We are looking at none other than, I believe this is actually Lewis Holloway, another Lightning McQueen paint scheme out here on the racetrack with us. Daniel Higgins, Benjamin Forehand, Ali Xay. How about Warren Johnson? He's up here. Amethyst Reese is rounding out 5th in qualifying so far. She was actually fastest in our practice sessions. Back to what I was getting at here before we were rudely interrupted there by some technical difficulties. before we get to our qualifying results here as everything starts to become official, back to the race info here on the track. It is a 2.4 mile speedway. Got temperature at 69 degrees Fahrenheit. That is ambient temp. Our track temperature is at 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 10% humidity point. Up here in the California mountains at Willow Springs, we're sitting at that altitude, 2,400 feet, running this full 9-turn configuration here from Willow Springs. And this is going to get fun here, boys and girls. I hope you all have your snacks and drinks ready. Shout out to our affiliates and sponsors there on the top right of our screen before we get even further in this thing. West Coast Sim Racing, Race to Stop Suicide, Cotton Bowl Speedway, if you're ever down here in South Texas, right outside of Austin, matter of fact. That is some of the best dirt track racing you will see, as well as Con Coaching. Zane, it's shown that this driver has given other drivers quite a bit of pace. If you're looking for some pace, hit up Con Coaching as we take a look at our qualifying results here. Did it do it again? Okay, hang on here, boys and girls. It kicked me out of the session again. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to be right back with you here. Apologies, 1 second. I'm gonna pause this live stream. Actually, yeah, I'll be right back with you. Just in time. Welcome back here to Stam Studio Network, ladies and gentlemen. We have some green flag racing coming at you live from Willow Springs. Apologies for these technical issues here, but finally we have the green flag out. Looks like these Toyota GR86s were just a little bit faster. This is 2 different classes on the track at the same time. That GR86 class mode is a little cordial here. Here comes the MX-5 start. Still some side-by-side there between Joe Rainey as well as Adrian Gutierrez. These drivers are looking for that 4th and 5th spot in Mazda MX-5 as we are still getting up through that GR86 class. Daniel Higgins and Benjamin Forehand will lead it. Here comes a nice slide job between Benjamin Forehand and Amethyst Reese for that final driver interview spot. In that class, looks like Andreas Profana, he'll go around. Okay, thank goodness. At least out of all these technical issues, we are live back, and once again, at least the timing and scoring is up. I don't know what was going on here. Hopefully everything will start to cycle out here. And how about Amethyst Reese? She gained 2 spots since the drop of that green flag. Really quick, before we get too far into this race, what happened to Andreas Profana? Here is a quick Stam Studio Network replay of it here. Oh, the Lightning McQueen machine, the Stam Studio Network, is going to climb the hill. He's going to keep it off of the racing line. Thankfully, though, there you see the marshals looking on here. Didn't look like too heavy damage for that driver, number 95. Oh, as we're going to actually cut back live here, Ethan Holland's gone off track, so is Jake Steckler. Josh Hunter has well. I think these drivers are just abusing that exit. This is the battle for just about 7th place in the Mazda MX-5 class. If you're just now joining us, welcome into Stam Studio Network. Had some technical difficulties here earlier on, but Melina, I see you are welcoming everybody in, as well as Terry Stam. Appreciate you gals joining us here tonight as look at these drivers start to put a slight gap over 3rd, 4th, and 5th. in the Toyota GRD6 class. Holy, you could call Amethyst a pilot the way that she just got her car off of the racing circuit. Warren Johnson, the 24 machine, is going to go around. What happened to Warren Johnson, you might ask? Well, here it is as we're going to climb up the hill once again. This California hill sitting up at 2,400 feet of elevation. No, Warren, no. That GR86 is going to go quite quick around on him here as we look back to another battle. This is the battle for the P2 spots. Amethyst Reese, Ali XA, number 19, number 37, door quarter clear for Amethyst. She finds her way up 3 spots gained since that race starts. Daniel Higgins has that 1.8 second gap. Here comes Ali XA. He will try and ties up this next corner here. It's heading into the 90-degree left-hander. Does Ali XA have a run on Amethyst Reese? No, he will back right back out of it. How about Benjamin Forehand? We'll hop on board with this driver. Hope he has his popcorn bucket out as he starts to reel in Ali XA and Amethyst Reese as these drivers start to do battle for that second and third spot. Speaking of some drivers that are doing battle, here we go. Joe Rainey, Josh Hunter back in the Mazda MX-5 class. This is for battle for 4th, 6th, 7th, and 8th between these two drivers, respectfully within class. Here we go. That was door quarter clear for Josh Hunter over that Rainey Homes Racing Bumblebee colored black and yellow machine. How about Nico Colby? He's got that front bumper full of a Stam Studio Network broadcast sticker right there, and that's really neat here for what I'm about to sector into. Joe Rainey, Nico Colby, Slater Colby, Stone Colby. Hey, how about Darren Colby right there with them? Those drivers actually, they got some real life Stam Studio Network vinyl stickers. Asked for them from yours truly, slapped them right on their real life Mazda MX-5 cars. Hey, I'm telling you right here and right now, plus 10 horsepower each, boys. Best of luck in your upcoming season in the real life Mazda MX-5 class up there in the Apex Motor Club MX-5 series. There goes Ali XA. He will find himself out and into the beach there. What is the sand? There's Andreas Profana, newer driver cam up in the top of your screen. Speaking of Andreas, he still sits right now P15 in that. Oh, 2 Lightning McQueens running nose to tail. Got Lewis Holloway right there in front of him, as well as the true number 95, Andres. Right now, -8 spots since that drop of the green, but don't fret here, Andres. With that competition caution thrown in just 10 minutes time, it is anybody's ball game. Here we go once again. Brian Cow. Here comes Ethan Holland out of Holland Racing. He's going to bring the 42 of Jake Steckler. Vehicle buyers MX-5. Going to not contact, but he's going to try and take that spot out and around. He'll go where he stops, nobody knows, but except it will be V7 for the moment. Andreas Gutierrez will have to give up that spot in that Mazda car as the faster class Toyota GR86 of Brian Cow is starting to lose quite a few spots here. He is in the hornet's nest right now as we hop on board with him right now. Look back on this back bumper cam. That is 2 Apex Motor Club drivers. They're going to look door quarter around that outside. Nico Colby with a little bit of damage on his front nose. Oh, that's just a wrinkle there for Nico. He'll definitely get that fixed under our competition caution. We're starting to see, guys and gals here in YouTube lands. Remember, oh my, what a save there. A Mazda was wide. These Toyota GR86s were faster in qualifying, but I think the pace is starting to show for these Mazda MX-5s. How about Ethan Holland? How about Jake Steckler? He's right there with them. Josh Hunter also has a front bumper full of Jake Steckler. Here we go once again between Joe Rainey and Nico Colby. These drivers are trying to make the teamwork, make the dream work happen here from Willow Springs. What are we sitting at? Oh, 6.5 minutes only of a 40-minute race. Here as we hop on board with the Nico Colbster. Look at the elevation change here. This is one of the newer scan tracks. Thought I had laser scans here in the iRacing universe. Really start to, I love how iRacings really start to play that role in the elevation changes here. as we head up and through. I believe that was turn, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 there out of our 9 turn, 2.5 mile course. Nico Colby still hasn't taken that spot away from Joe Rainey, as Joe Rainey is coming away with that win just last night in the Apex Motor Club Sim Racing Series out there at, where were we at? Phillip Island, and from the land down under. Joe Rainey was plus 900 to win that one, took it away. That was a pretty fun race to watch, although fuel burn did come into that race strategy. We learned from our lessons there, and we definitely all have enough fuel to make it at least to the end of the race, I do believe. Here's a nice battle starting to heat up into the Mazda MX-5s. Once again, two vehiclebuyers.com Mazda MX-5. We're starting to look at nose to tail. Matter of fact, they will once again down our little bit of a short shoot heading down into 2 and 3 here. Brandon Birch and I believe that is Stone Colby right there in front of him. These drivers having an immaculate run here tonight. Stone up 4 spots since that drop of the green. Matter of fact, Brandon shown up 5 spots since that drop. Now, I wonder, I mean, these two drivers, they're definitely teammates both on and off the track here as we see those very similar paint schemes ran. The neon yellow there if you're a Birch fan, or that baby blue if you're a Colby fan on the mirrors, and gray roll bar. Stone Colby and Brandon Birch showing the pace here tonight. Their last lap time was a 1:28.4 for Stone. Brandon's was a 1:28.4. So these drivers running just about nose to tail, not even on track with one another, but as well as in the timings and scorings. Speaking of running nose to tail, I was about to take a look at the sector differential between Benjamin Forehand and Miss Amethyst Reese. Well, right now as these drivers continue to do battle, this is how much time they are losing. But they have that time to lose to that back battle for Stone Colby and Brandon Birch. Here we go. It was just about 0.2 of a second lost in Sector 1 last time by. Well, that would be for Colby as we will compare. There we go. That is Reese and Forehand. Benjamin Forehand has been set faster Sector 1, 2, and 3, but that has been with some due battles here as Warren Johnson goes back and on and off the racetrack a little bit further in the back. Between this battle, here we go, is another nice battle between Mazda MX-5s, Josh Hunter, Ethan Holland. This is the battle for 7th and 8th overall, which would be, let's see, 4th and 5th in the Mazda MX-5 class. And there are battles all over this racetrack. We're coming to the 10th minute. Whoa, Ali Iksay, he's going to save that one. Excuse me, that was Brian Cow there, the Toyota GR86. We're coming to the 10th minute in this race. If you are an avid viewer here on Stam Studio Network, you know what that means. Go ahead, enjoy the sights and sounds here of the racetrack. Willow Springs, MX-5s versus GR86s. Crank this puppy up. I'll be right back with you up here in the booth. this puppy back up here, or down, I guess you can call it, before he gets a little too excited, because here comes some nice battling between Profana as well as Holloway for that 12th and 13th spot. These are two different classes of cars going at it here, but it's the same sort of paint schemes. Both Lightning McQueen's here, that Rust Ease action. One's a little bit shinier than the other there. One's a Stam Studio Network paint, and the other is, well, just a general Rust Ease paint. That Andreas Profana paint scheme, shinier GR86 around the outside here. He's going to try and make this work around our long sweeper of a right-hander. Door quarter clear, however, for the Mazda MX-5. Crossover move. Nice for Andreas here, as he's still not clear, though, from it. I think the... Matter of fact, I know the Mazda MX-5 is just a little bit lighter of the two. Its momentum is basically what's going to make the dream work happen here tonight, other than the teamwork. Back up to our battle for P2. This is two Toyota GR86s going at it here. These cars definitely pack more of a punch, way faster, well, slightly, faster in that straight line, more aggressive under the throttle, and a little bit loose, as here we go, Stone Colby. He says, "I'll throw all that out the window," what broadcaster Sean is talking about. He don't know jack. Here comes Stone Colby, Mazda MX-5 versus Toyota GR86. We have seen the pace out of these Toyota GR86s. Are their tires fading early on, or is this just what we continue to see week in and week out of Stone Colby himself? Why might you ask? Because Stone Colby said so. If you know, you know there. If not, well, that makes no sense to you. Well, Stone Colby, he will work his way up, try and get that P3 overall spot, as he is once again working on that back bumper of a Toyota GR86. He's going to bring another vehicle buyer's MX-5 car right there with him. Caution flag thrown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, as we're going to look 3 wide up here, boys and girls. All right, throw it out. Put it out, excuse me. That's what NASCAR officials say there. There you see on the top left of your screen. Oh, we have no wave arounds as well. That is great news. Looks like Ali Xe is our one driver out of this race. As while we have these drivers slow and woe these puppies down, I'm going to try and see what happened to Ali Xe, as well as I know Warren Johnson had an incident as well. We'll take a look at these couple of replays real quick. Here's Warren Johnson's before I can try and find Ali Xe's incident. Warren, self-induced there, number 24, around. Oh, matter of fact, we saw that incident earlier when Warren was having a really nice race earlier on. There you see the flames fly out the back of the exhaust pipe there. A little bit of unburnt fuel there. No harm, no foul. He'll get that one back rolling the right way. Unfortunately, will drop the P50. Okay, well, before I try and find what happens to, well, okay, I guess I have time here. Let's see. I got to being race control as well. It's pretty tough here, believe me. Producing, commentating, directing, and now race control. Here could be what is Ali Xe's incident. Oh, Ali Xe, no. We saw how fast he was early on. Holy moly! Oh my God, put him through a washing machine here. We're gonna have to hop on board with Ali Xe. What a ride he just went through here. This was battling up and with those front runners of the Mazda MX-5 class here. Hang on, Mr. Andreu, number 19 around, he will go. Goodness gracious. All right, maybe one more slow-mo shot there, because that was quite a few licks he unfortunately will not keep on ticking for Ali Xe. Look at this. I mean, this is just going to catch flight here. What are we doing with a ramp of dirt right off the racetrack? Holy Ali Xe, hang on to it. No, Ali Xe, no. All right, well, hopefully that driver's wrists are A-okay there. We will get AMR safety team on him. Status. Golly, what a lick there. Hopefully he doesn't have a motion sim rig like the Nico Colbster does. We should be getting, oh, matter of fact, Ali Xe's back on the racetrack. I'll have to wave him around. Hang on with me here. Let's see, wave around as well as, I think that's the only thing I have to do right now until pits are opened. Drivers, just hang in here if you are live here on Stam Studio Network. We got a Toyota GR86 leading matter. Oh, hang on. Warren Johnson is calling me. I'll be right back with you. Alrighty, so I was just informed that next time by will be a 1 lap around once these drivers all hit the start finish line. So as I was saying here before I was rudely, no, I'm just kidding, before I was having to take a league owner's call here, Daniel Higgins is a Toyota GR86. He's up here in the lead, leading a Mazda MX-5 of Stone Colby. Remember, back here, once this race first started, it was, what, 3 or 4 or 5 Toyota GR86s leading Mazdas. Right now, it is staggered. There you see on the left side of your screen, GR86, Mazda, GR86, Mazda, GR86, and then, holy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Mazdas. Then Andres Perfana, Lewis Holloway, Brian Cow, and Warren Johnson. One more thing I have to do here behind the scenes. I'll be right back with you here. Just need to make sure I do this all right here. Okay, I think that's right. If not, I will be definitely getting a call here in a few moments' time. But until then, once again, like to shout out every single racer, every single fan here live in YouTube land, or if you're watching this race broadcast back, hey, I appreciate that as well. We are now at 533 subscribers, showing 20 live viewers. If you're newer here on Stam Studio Network, I appreciate you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. We will get racing here in just, there you see the lights are actually off on the safety car, so we'll get racing just after this lap. Was I about to get in there? Oh yes, also the race affiliates, race sponsors there up in that top right of the screen. Race to Stop Suicide. Something a little bit more close to me there. If just go ahead and check on those around you. Not just a hey, how's it going, but generally have a nice down-to-heart conversation with friends and family members every now and then. West Coast Racing, both their multi-class series as well as their Toyota GR86 League, Monday and Thursday nights, broadcasted here, of course, on Stam Studio Network. Con coaching, if you're looking here just to get a slight bit, just kidding, a lot a bit faster here on the racetrack, be sure you hit up Zane and Con Coaching. Ask for that Discord link if you need it, as well as Cotton Bowl Speedway. Hey, come on now, Mary Ann and H, everybody down, or I guess it's east from here. Forever down here in the Austin, Texas region, right outside of Austin, Texas. Little dirt track known as Cotton Bowl Speedway. Some of the best, if not the best, dirt track racing you will see down here, at least from my perspective here. It's a lot of fun. We got so many different styles of racing out there on track. The sprint cars, the wing sprint cars, were actually just down here. We're gonna have some dirt trucks coming at you live as and the schedule just continues to tick onwards. I am their driver, what do you call it? Driver grid walk man, put on that live Facebook as well as their live drone camera shot using their using my shots in their drone, in their broadcast, excuse me. If you have a Race On subscription, be sure that you hit it and watch some of those Cotton Bowl Speedway races, and you can definitely view some of my work here. Leaders in class as we get back to sim racing world. Daniel Higgins, Benjamin Forehand, Amethyst Reese will be, if this is a staggered start, will be all on the inside row. If this is a single file start, Daniel Higgins, Stone Colby leading in that Mazda MX-5 class. Got Brandon Burt's second place in Mazda MX-5. Josh Hunter. How about Jake Steckler? He showed some really nice pace last night at Phillip Island. He was having a little bit of a flu race. I imagine Jake is still a little bit shown and feeling under the weather. Jake, hopefully you are feeling just a little bit better as we are back to green flag racing. That is already, come on here, boys and girls, already a car around. Looks like it will be Ethan Holland. Here we go, back up and to speed. Daniel Higgins, Stone Colby, Benjamin Forehand, Brandon Burke, single file start it was. And here comes Amethyst Reese, Josh Hunter. This battle will start to boil here. It was heating up before our competition caution. Here comes Josh Hunter, once again trying to get these tires back to operating temperatures and pressures here as he runs in that final driver interview spot of the Mazda MX-5 class, working up through the S's. The uphill left-hander will switch it back right to the right-hander. Here comes Jake Steckler. He's having to start to play some defense over that fast-running Joe Rainey as we hop on board with Joe Rainey's front camera now here. I don't know how this camera lens has survived here for so long. Here comes Joe Rainey, tries to find a little bit more grip in that Mazda MX-5 as he'll run into a slight bit of dirtier air as here comes some more Lightning McQueen action here tonight. Andreas Profana, Lewis Holloway, P11 and P12 continuing to run similar pace times, although they are different cars. Andreas in that Toyota GR86, Lewis Holloway, that Mazda MX-5. Who has the pace here? That Toyota GR86 once again is a little bit faster on that straightaway, but with the little bit light roll cage of the Mazda MX-5 as Andreas will run a little bit wide. These cars are all momentum based, especially that Mazda MX-5. Here we go once again. This battle, I mean, Nico Colby, I know you're learning here, buddy, but at what point do you make that move? You're still on Joe Rainey's back bumper. These drivers continue to try and make the teamwork, make the dream work happen here. Stone Colby, Benjamin Forehand, also different cars, but fighting for that same position of the overall spots as we start to run side by side back up and through that S's section. It'll be that left-hander back and switching over to the right-hander. VehicleBuyers.com, number 52, Mazda MX-5 Stone Colby will find his way up to P2. Don't count out Benjamin Forehand here once yet. You can start to see that suspension go to work on that. I believe that was Scott Davis on the side of that car. Benjamin Forehand showing some pace as we got a Warren Johnson up here in the booth tonight. Warren, how are you doing, man? Oh, Warren, you got yourself a copy?
I can't hear you. Give me a sec. I'm going to switch my settings. Keep going.
Alrighty, I got you, man. Well, we actually have League Owner joining us up here in the booth, and once again, hopefully everything sounds a-okay down there below. Let me know if it doesn't, if cars are a little too loud, or if we are a little too loud. Benjamin Forehand, holy, this driver is dead. Send AMR safety team down there. Well, he's got to park right there next to him. Benjamin Forehand out of this race.
Good place to wreck right there next to the safety truck, so that's not bad at all.
Warren, oh man, well, we all know what this means once you start to join us up here in the booth. Man, what has happened up here tonight?
Forgot how to drive in the first half, and then I got brake checked on the restart, so that's okay.
No, hey, you weren't the only car around on that restart, so hey, like you said, it's okay. Here's Benjamin Forehand dying real quick. Holy goodness gracious. And
yeah,
then,
that's just unfortunate.
Sorry, here I'm just now getting to a few replays here as you join us up here in the booth, Warren. Here's Jake Steckler. This is another MX-5, just loops it around. It's single car incident, or hopefully that's right on the race line. Ethan Holland also has an incident here as Warren Johnson will take a better look at what happened to you on this race start. Matter of fact, this was, okay. That's what happened there at the corner of my eye. Unfortunate for you here, Warren. Oh no, huge brake check.
Yeah, unfortunate for Brian too. I think I ended his race as well. I don't know if he's still running out there or not. Is there 3 cars? Or there's 2 cars in the garage? Is there? I can't tell.
Yeah, Brian Cow, Ethan Holland, and then yourself there, Warren. But, Warren, I mean, goodness, as we start to continue to see 2 different classes go wheel to wheel, this is pretty. Not as pretty. It is definitely fun to watch here as Amethyst she'll work her way down and around that Mazda MX-5. I was starting to reference this earlier in the race here, man. We saw those Toyota GR86s with pace in qualifying, but right now it looks like the MX-5s are actually kind of showing their hand in pace.
Yeah, so we were. I was kind of messing with the setups before this race because I realized quickly that the 15 wing setup on the 86s was not going to be fast enough for the Miatas. They're kind of similar pace. So I put the wing to 10. I changed the setup a little bit for the multi-class, so just for the multi-class 86s. So there's a little bit more, a little bit better gap between the two classes. So yeah, that we tried to fix that, but even all these Miata guys are like expert Miata racers, so they're going to keep up no matter what, it seems.
Well, goodness, maybe for a new viewer here on Stam Studio Network, I mean, we talk about why these guys, at least most of them, might be at least some professionals in these Mazda MX-5s.
Yeah, well, hey, they race real-life MX-5. They know this car. They know the ins and outs. They've been racing on iRacing with this car, and I think a lot of them just got a new wrap, and I think your sticker is on some of those cars, if I'm correct.
Oh, you are more than correct there, and that's going to warrant, I mean, at least 10 horsepower each sticker there. Matter of fact, Joe Rainey, Nico Colby, Stone Slater, Darren Colby, there's probably quite a few more of you there. But sincere, I appreciate that it was so cool to see the old Stam Studio Network vinyl stickers on some cars here. And I know you got some too there. I know you like to run some time trials in the GR86 League over there on the West Coast, and I can't wait to see those pictures come through as well there, Warren.
Yeah, 86 challenge. Yeah, we're on our summer break right now, so waiting for the season to kick back in September, going to Buttonwillow, and then I think we got another Thunder Hill race, and then Buttonwillow again, and then Sonoma. So we got a few more races to end the year out, and it'll be cool. Yeah, I'll get that sticker on that car. I have them right here, actually. I just haven't been out there. I haven't put anything on my car in a little bit, so I'll get those on before the summer break is over for sure.
Hey, that's number 24 lug is that's a little maybe 20 horsepower right there.
Absolutely, man. It'll hopefully get me some extra speed on those straightaways.
Well, thank you for joining us up here in the booth tonight, Warren. I know that's, well, it's unfortunate for your race here, not looking for, or not the result that you were looking for, but you've done just an immaculate job here within this season. Is once again, I mean, multi-class racing. I know that on Monday nights you have the GR86 League, but multi-class, we range from GT4 to GT3, and tonight, I mean, we have the Mazdas going against the GR86s. A lot closer out here on paces. Once again, it's staggered right now. Our front four overall runners: Daniel Higgins, Stone Colby, Amethyst Reese, Brandon Birch. I saw you having some fun out there in practice, Warren, but what's the biggest kind of factor as, or what would you call it, maybe personality trait of this track that you learned there in practice?
Well, I mean, you think there's more braking than there is. There's only really a couple of spots where you need to be hitting the brake pedal.
So really momentum based, right?
Oh, absolutely, and that's what these cars are. That's what both of these cars are. They're momentum based cars, 86s and Miatas in real life too. That's how this car drives. So it's it feels wide open. It's wide open most of the lap. It's kind of like Thruxton with hills. You got a couple left turns in there. So the arms will be feeling it because it's a lot of high speed turns here. Amethyst going past Stone here, trying to fight for P1. She's trying to get up there and fight Daniel. Daniel's having a good race. Look at the pace. What's his lap average on the 27s? That's really good.
Yeah. I mean, even last lap was a 27.9 for Daniel.
Yeah, so that's very, very good pace. I think I was averaging like 28.2 or 28.5, something like that. It just wasn't there for me tonight. That's okay. I've kind of had a pretty bad start to both seasons for the driving, but I'm having fun. Running the league and everything, so that makes up for it. But look at this side-by-side action with Joe Rainey and Nico, those gold and black cars. Looking really good there as they come up the hill. Gonna fight down here. This is the tricky part of the track, honestly. This is the hardest part, getting the braking done and going up the hill, and then you think you need to brake for this turn coming down, but you don't. You just ride it on out, and for the Miata, it's a little different. They got a brake on that one. That's one of the 3 braking zones on this track where you actually have to hit the pedal. So know, Nico's going to tuck back in with Joe here. Thinks better of it. He's probably going to get him either here or down the main straight. Let's see if he goes for it. He's going to try to go around the outside. Maybe he's peeking. He's peeking. We're going to see. Side by side here, going into the final turn of the track. Yeah, maybe he's going to tuck behind here. Still side by side. I'd want to get a little bit of draft going in. Oh, Nico goes wide out into the dirt. Yeah, that's not where you're going to be. That dirt is really it's thick sand. So that really slows you down when you go in there, and it looks like it tore up his front bumper just a little bit. But he's got the draft. He's still behind Joe. He's got the draft. He's going to be okay.
Nico goes wide. What? Never heard of that one before.
Right? Yeah, putting a bunch of dirt on the track. That's never happened. Nico's never done that. No, I do that more than anybody. So.
No, I'm right there with you. Real quick.
It's going to be a good battle.
Speaking of good battle here, Warren, I mean, look at this battle for the race lead. Daniel Higgins has lost a little bit of pace. Here comes Miss Amethyst Reese. I mean, out of nowhere, shot out of cannon. Right now, only 0.4 of a second back. Yeah,
she's gotten that draft, and she's right on the tail of Daniel now. She's battling for her first win in this league, so that's exciting to see. Daniel is a winner of this league before. He's won in the 86s, or in the multi-class before, I believe. So they're both fighting for a win here. These are not usual, you know, podium people, but we don't have that many people here today. So it's fun to see new people fighting for the lead and fighting for the podium. That's for sure. Speaking of which, I was P2 in last night's Wednesday night Apex race. That was just a wild race. Speaking of people who never get on the podium. So,
man, congratulations. Fun. That was a wild finish. I'm not going to spoil it other than that P2 finish, but if you haven't seen that after this race, go ahead and watch last night's broadcast, at least the finish of it. That got pretty wild. Man, speaking of wild, once again, we're going to hop back on board with Miss Amethyst Reese here. 37, she is smelling blood in the water here, acting like a shark. We only have, what, just 5.5 minutes to go left in this race. Probably that will equate to, what, just about 3 laps. We'll have to see oh, that got tight here. We're going to head up through the technical section. Back camera view full for Daniel Higgins of Amethyst Reese.
Daniel's definitely racing in his mirrors now. You can tell he's got a rear view mirror full of Amethyst Reese. So we're gonna see how this one goes out. Another characteristic of this track is the curbs. You really do not want to hit any curbs because they're hardly even curbs. It's more like a little bump. Ooh, Amethyst Reese gonna dive down the inside here. We're gonna see a move here for the lead of the race. Let's see if she can make it stick here on the inside.
Door quarter clear
lead right now. Door quarter clear. Amethyst Reese is the new leader.
Man.
Wow, look at that run she got too down the straight. We're gonna see how that draft takes into play here. I wonder if there's some damage on Daniel's car. That's just what I was saying about the curbs. Is those curbs are really damaging. You don't want to be on them at all. So I'm kind of curious. Oh, he's gonna go back up. No. Amethyst is gonna shut the door on him. I'm curious if his suspension maybe got damaged by one of the curbs here, because you really cannot hit those curbs. You can go off into the sand and be fine, but those little red and white candy cane curbs, it's a big, even in the real track, those curbs have been known to flip cars. And, you know, you'd think this is a relatively safe track to go off, but absolutely not. Yeah, you don't want to be hitting those curbs. It's a big rut in the ground. It drops like 3-4 inches, and look at those curbs. You can see right there. Those will take a wheel out, you know. So you can see that see how the sand drops down like 3 inches. That's no good.
I'm glad that you mentioned that here, Warren, because I've seen a few point of view Instagram videos here, and especially when you're like Daniel Higgins here trying to follow back and behind a driver. The closer you get, you really just can't see that. You send one wheel off, and hey, next thing you know, you're paying for a whole new suspension arm or toe link or even a rim. I have seen quite a few times curbs just immediately destroy.
Yeah, this curb here, right on the right-hand side, if you even clip that curb with your right wheel, you will flip your car at the real life track. Daniel's gonna get a good run here. I would be surprised. Yeah, there he goes.
Here comes a slingshot here for Daniel Higgins. Take a look at this, folks. He's going to have that inside run here into that 90-degree left-hander. Door quarter clear once again for Daniel Higgins.
Another lead change in this race. Yeah, it's an exciting race up at the front. People were kind of seeing, oh, look at that. see. Let's hope Daniel doesn't go wide here. He's got to keep it together, keep Amethyst Reese behind him. Oh
Well, I
boy,
mean,
Stone's just enjoying this draft
I was
too.
about
He's
to
putting
say.
a huge gap, 7-second gap for Stone. He's got this in there. He's just got this popcorn bucket out watching this race happen. So he's chilling right now. But I can tell you, Daniel and Amethyst are not chilling. They are in the heat of battle.
Hey, real quick, Neil, we see you down there in live YouTube chat. I appreciate that. That means the world to us here. This is starting to heat up here. Only just coming to 2 minutes to go. What a save for Stone Colby. We should be coming to the white flag lap next time by here, Warren.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be white flag on the coming up here on this next lap. Yeah, I was going to say Stone maybe back off a little bit of this. Let these two battle it out. So we're going to see if Amethyst can get another run on Daniel here. Daniel looks like he's got it together now. It's much easier to chase, in my opinion. I don't like being chased, but definitely. So I can see he cleaned up the driving a little bit there. We're going to see how much of a run Amethyst can get with this draft coming up here. And off to the left. I would be tucking in behind right here, but she is getting a good run. So we're going to see. Coming
They
down
punched
to
such
20.
a big hole in the air here. I know that we're not at speeds really that a draft matters too much, but such low horsepower with this low weight combination. I mean, you will get a run. We've seen it time and time again. This is another one of those tracks here, Warren. I don't think you want to be leading on the last lap. Amethyst goes wide.
Yeah, we're gonna see. You can do that there though. You're fine when you do that there. So that's no harm, no foul. But I beg to differ. The draft absolutely is huge in this track. The speeds for these cars they draft like crazy. So we're gonna see. And just like you said, I wouldn't want to be in first place right now, especially with Amethyst Reese just about 3/10 behind me, maybe even closer. This is gonna be a crazy finish here. I wonder if they're gonna get the this next lap's gonna be the white flag for sure.
Depending on when they get that to the start and finish line here, it's going to be close here. Coming to 25 seconds left in the lap. The long right-hander, we could be coming to the checkered here, Warren. We're starting to look side by side between Amethyst Reese, Daniel Higgins through the last right-hander. This is going to be close on the timing as well as who wins the race.
Amethyst can't run wide here. She's got to get the good. They both run wide. Let's see if the run is there.
It'll be Daniel Higgins to the checkered flag. I thought, 5 seconds separating the white and checkered at the line. Give it to Daniel Higgins. Congratulations. Amethyst Reese goes across the line, P2. There goes Stone Colby into the stratosphere.
Yeah, check out. You're going to see some crazy action here. Look at this. We got some rallycross going on. Rallycross Miatas. Yep, look at that. Well, I think we're going to take out the crowd.
Duck there if you're a cardboard cutout fan. Here comes Joe Rainey. Look out. Oh, no, Joe, no.
This is a good one. This is a good track to mess around on. Yeah,
don't protest us, please.
Yeah, please. This would upset some pandas, I think, but that's okay. No. So we got Daniel Higgins, Amethyst Reese, and Andres Profena on the podium for the first time. Congratulations to Andres. That's really good for him. Alexei behind him in 4th place. Benjamin Forehand, Brian Cow. Unfortunate for those two drivers. Well, it looks like Brian was only 1 lap down, so maybe he went back in the race. Maybe he just went into the pits, and that's totally my fault. So I hope he reports that because he didn't deserve that at all. But yeah, let's see who's the top 3 for the Mazdas. We had Stone, Josh, and Brandon. That's a good podium. We're used to seeing Nico and Slater and Joe even now. Joe's got the pace this season. Let me tell you.
They definitely coming with a head of steam. Before we get to those driver interviews, I'm going to take a look at a few replays here, a few that I missed earlier on. This is on our second half of the race. By a few, I mean a couple. We're going to look at Brian Cow's incident as well as Ethan Holland, just to make sure there's no mischief going. No, I'm just kidding. We're behind that. Holy! Got those right sides lifted off the surface there. Here's Ethan Holland's incident as he comes off the pits here. This might be something to look at. Just kidding here. Oh, they'll just blink out. Okay, so congratulations once again to Daniel, Amethyst, as well as Andreas on that podium finish and GR86. Okay, that's all that happened there for Ethan, just allowing the field to go by respectfully. Real quick, the last thing I would like to do here before the points here, with our technical difficulties earlier on the stream, Warren, I wasn't able to. I don't think I brought up these championship points here, so this was before the race here. But you can kind of do with what you will with our results here. Jake Steckler, he was leading coming into this race in the points. Amethyst Reese was P2. Thiago P. DeLima, he didn't make it out here tonight, so you might imagine that's going to drop in quite a few spots there. Benjamin Torrent, Ethan Holland, Daniel Higgins, Brandon Birch, Nico Colby, Josh Hunter, Joe Rainey rounding out that top 10 in the points. And now, with that being said, I think that these drivers are possibly ready for some interviews. Warren, you want to take our overall race winner here tonight?
Yeah, well, he's not in here yet.
Sorry.
So, yeah, no, there he is. Daniel Higgins, you got a copy, man?
Yeah.
Dude, congratulations, first place. What a battle with Amethyst there at the end. How are you feeling right now?
Man, I'm sweating. That was a great battle at the end. Yeah, it didn't really get exciting for me until the end. You know, this was like the one time when I was like, dang, that caution is just, I had a 4-second lead. Yeah, so I had to refocus, and I was honestly thinking about pitting for tires. I didn't know if Amethyst had new tires or she was just flying, but I just couldn't give up the lead, so and then I remembered it was single file restart, so I just kept it, and I was just going about my business, and like Forehand came out of the pit right in front of me, and I was like worried, and then he started pushing me, and I lost a few seconds, and he was a lap down, so I wasn't sure what was going on there, and then Amethyst caught up to me, and I really had to lock in there. She passed me, and I knew that turn at the top of the hill was really crucial in the last lap, and I nailed it. And I took the inside, gave her the outside at the end, and it was a great finish. So congrats to Amethyst for second.
Yeah, that was a definitely a great move there by you at the end. And you know, I was gonna ask what happened, because you were putting on like a 4-second gap, and then it just kind of melted away. I didn't really see that car in front of you. But we were definitely talking about how you were probably sweating bullets at that point. It was pretty close for you guys.
Yeah, I just saw my lead start to diminish slower and slower, and yeah, I think Ben he wrecked or something, and he came out of the pits, and it was just bad timing, and then he finally backed off. So thank you for that, but almost lost it there. So thank God I just held on at the end, but I am sweating.
I bet, yeah. Yeah, it was a great battle, great race from you. You had the pace for sure for the win tonight, and congrats again on your win. And is there anybody you'd like to thank for your win tonight?
You of course. Got to start with Warren, league owner, and Stan for broadcasting, and everyone here who races with us, and whoever set up my car today, because I was doing terrible the first two races, and I needed this one.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. You weren't happy with the new fixed setups, so it looks like it turned out for this one. This setup is a little bit different from the GR races, the GR series. This is a 10 wing, so maybe that extra little bit of oversteer helped for you. But congrats to you, Daniel, on your P1, and look forward to seeing you on Monday.
Thank you.
Alrighty, sending it back here up into the booth with myself here, Sean Stamps, going to have Amethyst Reese for that P2 spot. Amethyst, you got yourself a copy.
Hello.
Alrighty, well, now's a great time to chat with you here right after the race. What is going through the mind here? Caught up with Daniel Higgins there. It was 0.0 seconds at the line. Man, all right, walk us through it. That got pretty wild.
Well, first half of the race, we had some excellent racing with Benjamin. Man, that was some great back and forth passing we had until the MX-5s caught up with us. And then after the caution, I thought I wasn't going to be able to catch up to them, but somehow just managed to start putting in some really fast laps at the same time that everybody was doing a little bit of fighting. I think I managed to get the fastest lap on the third to last lap of the race, and that just brought me right within striking distance, and it was really great battling with Daniel. So it was just coming on that last lap. It's like I knew I was gonna have to get a run on him in the right spot, and then he took the inside line, so I tried it on the outside, but coming into that very last turn, I just knew I wasn't going to be able to hold it, so I just wanted to make sure I didn't lose it.
Gosh, that was really nice driving here, Amethyst. Real quick before we let you get going on tonight, that was a really nice pass there on Daniel before he made the kind of crossover work there. Saw you send it down the inside, no contact between the two. Door quarter clear, you kept the momentum up, but he was right there and kept his momentum up and able to get it right back.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fantastic racing back and forth.
Amethyst, before we let you get going, who makes it all possible for you?
Thank you, and Warren, as always. Thanks to the MX-5 drivers for, giving us room to race towards the end. And as always, much love to my partner, Ember.
Appreciate that, Ember, and appreciate that Amethyst shout out, Ember, and you guys have a great rest of your night.
You too.
Alrighty, well, that being said, before we get to, I know Stone's like, God damn it. We'll cut down real quick to Andres Profana. If you got yourself a copy, P3 driver in GR86.
He's not here.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, it will be Stone then. Stone, you got lucky here tonight. You got yourself a copy.
Yes, sir. Wait, who's not here? Me?
Andres.
Oh, is he
he?
here? Okay,
Andres
no.
Profana?
It's Brandon. No, it's
Oh,
Brandon.
Brandon.
Okay, sorry about that. Anyways, here, Stone, man, walk us through it there. You started to approach on that battle for the overall lead. The Mazda MX-5s, they didn't qualify as quick as the GR86s, but they had the pace coming to the checkered.
Yeah, no, it was fun battling with Birch and stuff in the beginning, and then, that track with that fixed setup, it was very pushy on the Mazdas, and the GRs would always pull me in turn 2 and going up the hill until the hairpin. But it was fun battling with Birch, and then I kind of pulled a gap after the caution, and I was kind of just setting stuff. I was like, I just really want to just try and win the whole thing. I didn't want to get in the mix of different class battles or whatever. I actually had a really close call with Amethyst about second to last lap, but I hit the brakes real hard because I didn't want to hit her before, I didn't want to mess her race up. But no, it was fun, and it was definitely fun trying to keep up with them because the car's so pushy on my side, and their car's like more stuck to the ground a little bit. So it was definitely a lot of correcting, and the track was interesting, but it was a lot of fun.
Man, Stone, it was a lot of fun to watch you. Real quick before I let you get going and we start to get through who you'd like to thank you so much. I mean, the whole sticker ordeal, I know it might be like, okay, whatever, but seeing the old SSN stickers on some real life MX-5s, it's the coolest thing, man, and I appreciate you for kind of making that all happen there behind the scenes. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Hey, the fastest time out there is 45.3, and I got in the 45s in 100-degree weather, so it must have been the sticker.
Yeah, I'm telling you, 10 HP right there, man. Stone, who makes this all happen for you, not only tonight, but the rest of the season, and as well as that real life, the real life upcoming Apex Motor Club season.
Vehiclebuyers.com, Overstock Vehicles. Obviously, you for broadcasting it. You do a great job, and Warren for putting on the league, and even Warren helping us with our league and joining every week, and we join his, and it's cool to kind of see both the leagues kind of come together a little bit, and then just my friends and family watching, and yeah, just adding views to the YouTube to blow this thing up.
Ooh, boy, you guys are doing a great job at it. Congratulations, Stone, here tonight. I'm gonna throw it back down to Warren Johnson, podium lane with Mr. Josh Hunter, that P2 finish in Mazda. Congratulations, Stone, once again.
Thank you.
Got a copy, Josh?
Sure do.
How you feeling, man? P2.
Yeah, I felt good. First time on the track, and it went way better than I expected it to, and a lot better than Monza was last week. So it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah, well, congrats on that P2, man. That's a great result for you here. And what'd you think of the track? Have you ever had any experience on this track, or what's your kind of general thoughts on it?
No, that's my first time driving this track, but it was a lot of fun. It took me a while to figure it out in practice, but once I got it figured out, it just kind of stuck, and thankfully I didn't make any mistakes in the race.
What was kind of the like a factor for you that that helped you get the P2? What was something that you learned about the track that you kind of exploited?
I think it was the last turn, just figuring out how to carry speed and not brake and just apex as late as you can to roll on the throttle as early as you can, also on the exit.
There you go. That'll do it to you. And that's an important turn there, probably the most important turn on the track. And yeah, so you definitely made that work for you. And anybody you'd like to thank for your P2 tonight?
Just you and Sean putting this whole thing together with the broadcast and everyone else that joins us and makes it a fun race.
Awesome, man. Glad to hear it, and we appreciate your appreciation of us. So congrats on your P2, and we'll see you on Monday.
Yeah, thank you.
Warren, shoot, you want the old vehiclebuyers.com down there in Texas, Brandon Birch?
Yeah, I'll take old Brandon Birch.
There
How
you
we
go.
doing, Big Tex?
What's going on?
How you feeling with that P3, buddy?
No, it was good. I mean, it was fun battling with Stone at the beginning, and then I lost the pace a little bit, had a couple mistakes, and then was battling with Josh, but Josh was hauling ass. So, no, it was a good race though.
Yeah, it's a fun track when you don't make silly mistakes like I was, and so no. But how'd you like the track? It was a good one, or have you ever had experience here before, or what'd you think?
No, I've never driven. I just got the track about 30 minutes before the gate dropped, so I was trying to figure it out. Super high speed. This car's a little pushy on there, but no, it was fun once I started to get the hang of it. And like Josh was saying, it's just all about that. I think the last turn's a big deal there on trying to stay away from hitting the brakes as much as possible, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's only really a couple of spots, well, at least in the 86, where you have to actually like press the brake pedal a lot. And
Yeah.
so it's kind of like Thruxton. I don't know if you were there for that race at Thruxton, but
Yep.
it's Thruxton with hills and a couple of right turns. So that's good. But yeah, man, congrats on your P3 down there in Texas. Is anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, you for putting on the league, Sean for the broadcast. It's always fun to go back and watch those back later on tonight or tomorrow. It's always cool to go back and see it. And obviously vehiclebuyers.com if you ever want to sell a car, overstockvehicles.com if you want to buy a car, and everybody always watching.
There you go. I believe you might have a potential customer here with Sean. He's been wanting to get rid of that Camaro of his. So
Oh, it's not
definitely
potential.
keep in
It's
touch with him.
oh, you got
Is
it.
it coming? Oh man, well you better hook up with Brandon there.
Let me know. Give me a call.
Will do.
All
man.
right.
Will do. All righty. Well, Warren, I appreciate you helping out with some interviews there. Appreciate all these drivers taking the time out of their nights after they just sweated their asses off here in the sim world. Congratulations once again. Hey, Daniel, Amethyst Stone, Josh, Brandon, as well as Adrian Gutierrez. Andreas Profana there in V3 GRD6. From the bottom of my heart, appreciate every single one of you, drivers, fans. If you're watching live, if you watch the race replay, that is A-OK. I will be seeing you guys Saturday night for some NASCAR racing action at Kentucky Speedway, ARCA Series, bump and run style. My name's Sean, but Stam Studio Network. Thank you, Warren Johnson, joining me up here in the booth tonight. Everybody, go ahead and have a great rest of your night. Drive home safe and hopefully get through TSA safely. Everybody, thank you once again.
See you guys.